Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is very one of the famous shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. There was a personality called Madhvendra Puri. You heard about it? He is a guru of Ishwar Puri. Ishwar Puri is the guru of Lord Chaitanya. Okay. Very great personality. So when he was on the time about to leave from this world, he was lying on his bed. And 2 disciples were there around him, Ishwar Puri and Ramachandra Puri. And Madhvendra Puri was in continuously crying and praying, "My Lord, I am not able to enter Mathura. I am not able to get your shelter." He's continuously praying and crying. He's about to leave the world. That's always the devotee's attitude. Always they feel separation from the Lord. In fact, Madhvendra Puri, Sampradaya is considered the only jiva who showed Mahabhava, the highest spiritual platform. It was shown by Lord Chaitanya and Radharani. It's a different issue. They are different personality, but the only jiva who showed Mahabhava, Madhvendra Puri. In fact, he is the foundation of this whole Lord Chaitanya's movement. Started from Madhvendra. He is considered the root, and then the things spread. In fact, if you go to Vrindavan, one of the places is the Gopal deity. Next time we will take you. Beautiful. Now each thing we read, therefore Vrindavan, Mayapur are most important for us to go. Because whatever you're studying, scripture, examples and all, you see there. So it reinforces your faith in Krishna consciousness. So Madhvendra Puri came to Vrindavan and he was sitting and chanting in a place. And he used to follow Ajagarvriti. Somebody comes and gives him, he eats, otherwise he'll starve. So he didn't take anything. And then he just slept off, and suddenly some small boy came to him. So why are you starving? In Vrindavan nobody starves. And nearby some ladies told me, one sadhu is sitting here, so I've come. Gave milk and went away. Actually it was Krishna. And then suddenly he got a dream. He slept off, he got a dream. The same boy came again and took him to bush. You know that all the deities in Vrindavan were installed by Vajranabha 5,000 years ago. Great-grandson of Krishna, Vajranabha. So then what happened, he showed the place and he said, "I am lying here, it's very hot and no care. Come and take care of me." Krishna is very privileged when Krishna gives the opportunity for service, correct? Come and take care, do some seva. Not comfortable here. He was lying in a bush, uncared maybe from how many centuries. Because India went through so much political transition. There was a time India became even Buddhist and Vrindavan became the seat of Buddhist learning. So whole thing, that Buddhism is God. So, and the collapse. So then what happened was, Madhvendra Puri woke up and he was so feeling, I did not recognize Krishna. And then, anyway, that's another story. Then it called all the villagers and together they went and they cleared the thick forest. As in the dream it had told, forest is very thick. That's how the Gopal deity was discovered. Today with the deity is there in Nadwara, Nachi. Even now, same deity, Shri Nachi. So he's a very exalted Acharya. Even once he came to a place called Remuna. He was serving this Gopal deity in Govardhan. That place is still there in Govardhan, but we don't climb Govardhan because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said not different from Krishna, so we don't climb Govardhan. But that temple is there on the top of Govardhan even now. But the deity is taken. Deity, because of so many attacks, were taken to Nachi. So what happened when he came to Remuna, he was actually come for some service to the deity. Again deity came in his dream, Gopal deity. He said, "You bathe me with so much water and all from Manasi Ganga, so many places, but I am still," you have to see Manasi Ganga in Govardhan. "Still I am not feeling still hot. Bring some chandan, go." So I told him to go to Puri, bring some chandan. So he was walking, so happy to get order from Krishna. And he came to, on the way, he came to Remuna, and there the Pujari was talking to the Pujari. And what is the deity there, Remuna? Gopinath, that time Gopinath, that later came. So he came to the Gopinath temple, and another name of Krishna, Vrindavan there, Radha Gopinath temple is there. So he came to the temple, and he was talking to the Pujari, what do you do here? He said, everything very nice. He was asking different worships we do, how do you do seva, to learn how to service deity more better. And then he is so dedicated. And then he told him that in this temple we have a sweet rice which is unparalleled. Nowhere in the world it is made. It is so like nectar. So Madhavendra Puri heard. He thought, if I can taste this sweet rice little, then I can make the same thing for my Gopal. I get an idea. Okay? Just like if you eat only, you get an idea what all is there. Camphor is there, this is there. You get an idea. You can just taste it once. What is it telling? I also want to offer the same thing to my Gopal. Now what happened was that when the offering was about to start, and the Pujari brought, say, 12 pots. Previously used to be Mittika pots. He brought some 12 pots, and he was about to offer. Madhavendra Puri just glanced. And when he saw that, he felt, oh, so nice sweet rice. And aparadha has happened. Before offering, I have enjoyed therefore, why they cover? There is Siddhanta. When they are offering, they cover. Because even by looking, we enjoy, no? Just like you see halwai shop, you don't eat, but you enjoy. That's an office. And he is an acharya. He felt, I've done a great aparadha. Before Krishna enjoying, I've enjoyed it. So he felt so sad. There he saw the arti. After the bhoga, there is bhoga offering is there. Then the arti starts. He saw the arti and he went away. He did not stay in the temple. He did not wait to even taste the sweet rice. He felt, I am offended. And he came to the marketplace was empty. It's late in the night, say 8:30. Marketplace was empty. So he just ajagar vritti, no food, sat down. He's chanting. Now the deity, knowing his pure devotee has visited, did some drama. What did he do? He became Shir Chor Gopinath. He stole a pot of sweet rice. You heard this story, Mataji? No, it's a very famous story. It's there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya's life. He stole a pot of sweet rice. And the Pujari, when he slept, the deity came in his dream. So Pujari is also not ordinary. Krishna doesn't come in dream of people like us, correct? He is also exalted. Came in his dream. He said that, see, such a fool you are. You offered 12 pots. You took only 11 pots. And you did not even know. He didn't count. So one pot is behind the curtain. I have hidden it. There is an altar, there is a curtain. Behind the curtain, I have hidden it. Give it to that person now. And where is he? He is in the marketplace, sitting and chanting there. So the Pujari got up, first took bath. You cannot enter the altar in a sleeping clothes. Took bath, Archana Vidhi, came to the altar, okay, and then picked up the sweet rice, okay, and went to the marketplace, middle of night. And Madhavendra Puri is sitting, he's chanting his rounds. He's not rounds, what? He's always chanting. And he comes there and he says, what does he say? What is this? What is this? He said, where is that fortunate Madhavendra Puri? Very nicely he said. Who? Well, the Lord, you're the most fortunate person in the 3 words. Lord has stolen a sweet rice for you. So then what happens that Madhavendra Puri, as a Vaishnava is not looking for big name. He feels humble. He feels honored actually. And when he sees him, the Pujari, because Madhavendra Puri he is at that point, just like some people are very expressive. His face is covered with intense emotion at that time. Love for Krishna. He's a great devotee of the Lord. Seeing that, he gives a huge dandavat to him. Anyway, he wants to give dandavat to this person because Lord never did for him. He did for him. So he gives dandavat to him, all obeisances, and he's stuck. He understands why the Lord has done. It's his whole face, so many bhavas, emotion, love of Krishna. He could understand the very exalted person. And he comes back Mahendra Puri understands that tomorrow now what is going to happen, whole town will come to worship him. So what does he do? He just goes away from that place. If a devotee doesn't want to be honored, okay? He knows what people will do, whole town will come tomorrow morning. Because this person is not going to keep quiet. So now what happens, Mahendra Puri leaves for Jagannath Puri, and now people come there. They ask the pujari, where was he sitting? He said, there. The big pit comes there. People take one mud on their head from there. So you can understand this much is exalted Mahendra, very, very exalted personality. And he is in great emotion. My Lord, I am not able to enter. Mathura is lying on bed and his tears in his eyes. My Lord, I am not able to enter your lotus feet. Take it like that, he's praying. That's what we at the time of death we have to enter Krishna's lotus feet. And great devotees don't think. They are just like today morning we are discussing. Prabhupada says, for millions of births I have no hope of salvation. That's how the great devotees internally feel. So then what happens is that Mahendra Puri, one of his disciples called Ramachandra Puri, comes forward. What does he say? Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma. Somebody in spiritual platform should always be prasanna. And what is this? You are crying, and Mahendra Puri becomes so angry at him. He understands this person is covered of Mayavada. Drive out this person from this place. Already I am so hopeless. I am not getting Krishna's shelter. And this Mayavadi is agitating my mind. Mayavadi means they have only this knowledge. There are many people, you see. When they read this line, Vite Raga Bhyakarta, yeah, we should be. Yeah. We should not have any attachment, you know. And we should not have any fear. We should not have any anger. Narasimha Deva was so angry. Why no anger? So angry that the Devatas could not calm him. Okay? So we have to understand this shloka properly. That's why I started the whole story. This should be understood properly. Not in a wrong, we should be with the attachment. Very good. And that is okay. For Mayavadi, that is the highest platform. For devotees, no. Yashoda mother is so attached to Krishna. So much attachment is there. You think she doesn't have attachment? She is whole day thinking, in anxiety. The monkeys will catch Krishna, you know, something will happen. Correct? She is in great anxiety whole day. Attachment is there. True or not? Fear is also there. When Krishna was caught by Trinavrata, she was more than whenever that Kaliya caught, she fainted there. Fear was also there. What is going to happen? And anger, we talk just like Narasimha Deva. Even Krishna was so many times so angry. When Paundraka declared he is God, Krishna went to Sudarshana and cut his head. Krishna was angry. Correct? So how to understand this shloka? You cannot. Therefore, we have to read scriptures with the guidance of the acharyas. Otherwise, you will not understand all it. Now, this very important point is this third line comes 2 times in Bhagavad Gita. Which is the other place it comes? Very rare, there are lines in Bhagavad Gita which Krishna repeats. That means they are very important. Manavana bhava madhabhakto, this line comes 2 times, correct? Madhyaji mam namaskuru. This couplet, the 4 things you have to do, comes 2 times in Bhagavad Gita. This becomes very important. Correct? Krishna is repeating. Krishna is repeating means that's a lot of signal. Vita raga bhaya krodham manavana mamupashitaha Vita raga bhaya krodha manavana mamupashitaha Baho jnana tapasa putamad mamagata. This line, 4th chapter, that line is there. So it's very important. This, let us meditate, therefore meditate on this. This Vita raga bhaya krodha is free from material attachment, material bhaya and material anger. It does not mean spiritual attachment, spiritual bhaya, spiritual krodha. It does not also mean dutiful attachment, dutiful bhaya and dutiful krodha. Just like you are a teacher in a class, somebody is making noise, you should become angry. Duty to become angry. That anger actually purifies you. Very interesting. There are 2 kinds of anger. One comes out of the duty and one comes out of ahankara. The anger coming out of ahankara disturbs you. You can yourself know, the whole conscience disturbed. You can't read Gita now, you can't chant now. But anger comes out of duty, you feel actually very purified after that. Because you did your duty. Any duty purifies you. Very dutiful. Just like a Kshatriya is there and somebody is causing nuisance. Like Parikshit Maharaj was walking, going around in his kingdom, Parikshma the emperor of the whole world. And he reached some place which Prabhupada calculates according to the places he is traveling. Must be near Afghanistan. One man is killing a cow. Parikshit Maharaj becomes fire, like red, takes a sword out immediately. Who are you? That was Kali Purusha. That's how the Kali Yuga started, by cow killing. Correct? So, fire. You say, no, Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha. Nonsense, Vitaraga Bhaya. Just like, I'll give one more example. What is the definition of pure devotee? Jnana karmadi anavritam. Anya vilashita shunyam. Jnana karmadi anavritam. Then, anukulyena Krishna anusilanam bhakti muttama. That's the definition of pure devotion. Anya vilashita shunyam. Jnana karmadi anavritam. Free from jnana and karma. Devotee has no knowledge. Devotee has a lot of knowledge. So how can you say free from jnana and karma? Devotee doesn't do activity, he does a lot of activity. But he doesn't do any activity which is not for service of Krishna. He doesn't do that activity. He is free from that karma. That is called karma. When he says somebody is karmi, means what? He is doing activity which are not for Krishna's service. Karma yogi, when he starts connecting his activities to Krishna. Jnani, who is doing mental speculation, therefore the shloka talks about those mental speculators. Siddhadhi Muni, Prabhupada introduced. Anna? Siddhadhi, the word last line is Siddhadhi Muni Uchyate. Not normal meaning. Simply Muni means he is imagining, useless. Just like all the scientists, mostly they are drunkards, woman hunters, but there are some genuine also among them. They are not Siddhadhi Muni, they are lost air. Siddhadhi. Siddhadhi Muni, now he has taken shelter of the Lord. That is called Siddhadhi Muni. Just like Veda Vyasa is, he is also Muni. Vyasa Muni, Mahamuni. But he is Siddhadhi Muni. His mind is fixed on Krishna's lotus feet. Not he is rotating here, there is my fixed. He has concluded Krishna is my Bahunama Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamapati Samahatma Sudha. He has become a Mahatma now. After many, many lifetimes of speculation, he has come to the conclusion, Krishna is my ultimate shelter. Okay? So, in that way we should understand. So, same way here also when it says Raga Bhaya Krodha, it refers to material attachment. That should not be there in our system. We should not have material attachment, Raga. But spiritual attachment, welcome. No problem. Everybody should have that. We should have some spiritual attachment. I have to chant my rounds. Spiritual attachment. So Vita means to be free from. We have to be free from raga, attachment in our life. Actually, all the problems in our life are because of attachment. Why somebody dies, we cry so much. Attachment. True. When we are in the grihastha life, today we are there, attachment, detachment. Correct? Attachment, detachment. Brahmachari life is preparation for both attached life and detached life. Grihastha, comparatively, has to be more attached. You cannot say that I am not attached to my wife. Yeah, it's not practical. They will be. But those who are following the path of attachment, detachment, one thing they should remember, that actually the problem is attachment gives all the problem. When you are attached to somebody, he dies, so much problems happen. Correct? He is not well, so much anxiety people go through. Just like doctors, you see, you are in the hospital and they are taking care of the patient, you see outside, they are in so much tension, so much. Attachment gives too. So we should have actually what is called a dutiful attachment as a duty. I have to take care. Therefore, Prabhupada says, no, Karma Yoga principle is disinterested, obligatory duty. Just like at least for office work, it is everybody should practice that. Disinterested. Because interest is in Krishna's lotus. When I am going to go to temple and take darshan, not taken so many, that is where our attachment is. Okay. Interest is. I have not read Bhagavad Gita so many days. I have to read Bhagavad Gita. I have to chant so many days, not chanted. This is where our attachment should be. But actually normal karmi work, disinterested. Actually not interested, but has to be. Why? But it has to be obligatory. I have to take some responsibility in society. I have to take care. I have taken a family. I have to maintain. Obligatory duty. Disinterested, obligatory duty. Prabhupada gives this word in Karma Yoga. That famous shloka is there, no? Karmaneva dekarate ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalahetu. In the shloka, Prabhupada writes this word. Disinterested, obligatory duty. And then you feel very peaceful about it. When you go to office, you are very peaceful. Very peaceful. Okay. So Vita Raga, therefore we should be free from attachment. Okay? We should be dutifully taking care. Disinterested, obligatory duty is actually the best platform. Today, even the reality is, even children go away, they hardly come back. Sometimes it will be once in a year, one day, 1 week, correct? The reality of the word is this. They say in Kali Yuga, Bhagavatam, Vedavyasa is seeing everything. You know what he says? In Kali Yuga, the people will always, their face are sad because whom they love will not be near them. You see, he is speaking at that time, 5,000 years ago. And where it is that there will be transportation, there will be this, that is happening now. Previously means you have to be within your village. There is no transportation. Whoever is born in a village, next house maybe next plot. Correct? Next, evenly all family will be in a village. If you go, whole families will be in one area only. Maybe plot got divided, this, that. They're all in next front, back, all relatives are there only. But today the reality is you may love somebody, he will not be near you. Really have to be fortunate materially for that. So in one sense it is good. Otherwise you have to just see the photo on your mobile and be happy. That's all. Nobody is near. Even sometime husband wife are also separated. 2 different jobs. Correct? That's the reality of the world. Ragas. In Vedic time also actually it is true. They were practicing dutiful life. 5 years the child is gone out of the house. He's going to come only at 25 years. But then he used to stay at house. Gurukul, they used to go at 5 years and come back at 25. 20 years they were not at the place. True? So they are not at home actually in Vedic. They are detached. They are detached. Vita Raga. So they had free from attachment. So we have properly understood. It does not refer to dutiful attachment. It does not refer to spiritual attachment at all. We should not be free from that. We should cultivate that spiritual attachment. More and more we should cultivate. Because generally we all come from Mayavada background. In the general philosophy, our so-called Hinduism is today Mayavada. Mayavada means atheism. Covered atheism. Chupa Nastik. Buddhists are open Nastik. I have gone to one college and I said, Buddhist means atheist. Actually, I did not know some Buddhists are sitting there. From northeastern area they come. What Buddhists? They eat all kind of nonsense. They call themselves Buddhists. And they got very hurt. They were standing and looking at them. I said, please sit down. I'll explain to you later. But the fact is actually it's an atheism. There is no conception of God only. So, Vita Raga, Bhaya, Krodha. So, we should properly understand. So, free from attachment. Bhaya. Bhaya means fear. We should not have material fear. Definitely. True. An operation was there. I still remember. Material fear came. They put this heartbeat. There is a monitor for the heartbeat. They put on the hand, thumb, and dub dub. Dub dub, you can hear your heartbeat. When the surgeon came, dub dub dub, dub dub dub. So we have to be advanced. Not easy. So Vita Raga Bhaya. So we should not have material fear. As you advance spiritually, why it doesn't come? This word is fearful. Padam padam yata pipadam natesham. What is the shloka? Very famous shloka. Samashita ye padapallava pravam mahat padam purna yasho murare. Bhavam buddhi vas padam 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 yata pipadam natesham. Prabhupada says, what a composition of Brahma. This is Brahma's composition. Pada has played. Pada refers to Krishna's lotus feet also. Pada refers to step also. What is that? Yeah. He says, how the shloka began? Samashita ye pada pallava plavam. The samsara, person is taking the shelter of 2 lotus feet of Krishna. Mahat padam purna yasho murare. This Krishna is his goal of life. Okay? Bhavam buddhi vats padam param padam. And when he tries to go, actually if you plan, I want to go to Krishna's lotus feet. When you think about it, it looks impossible. Impossible actually. What is my condition spiritually? So it looks like almost impossible I can reach Krishna's lotus feet. Before you start. The moment you start, you say, okay, now pick it up. Krishna, I am making my journey towards your lotus feet. I start chanting Hare Krishna, I start reading Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, I was paying obeisance to Krishna, then Manamanava Madhubhaktu Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru start doing. What happened? That impossible thing, which is like ocean, this word is compared to ocean. Samsara is compared to ocean or forest fire sometimes. Ocean means nobody can survive. So we are all in that bhava. Bhava sagara means we are born, we are dying, we are born, we are dying. Correct? Nobody can survive in an ocean like that. Which it becomes a water in a calf's hoof print. It looks like an ocean, just like sometimes, you have pot washing at home, you will have so many pots of it. It looks like an ocean. You start it, finishes in 10 minutes. Okay, it happens. So a lot of pots are lying at home. Oh, wow, who is going to wash it? You keep neglecting. But when you start, 10 minutes it gets over actually. It's not much. Just start water, put the tap on, pat, gets over. True? Particularly in temple it happens, always mountain gets collected. But when you start, half an hour it's closed. No? It doesn't take much time. The same way, as many times it happens. The work looks big, but when you start, it becomes very small. Going to Krishna, theoretically if you look, we have 1 trillion desires for sinful activities. You cannot even go near Krishna with this dirty heart. But one thing is there. You say, Krishna, I'm going to follow your pure devotee. Give me your shelter. The ocean becomes water in a calf hoof pit. The impossible thing becomes so small. Prabhupada says, ocean you cannot cross. It becomes so small, water in a calf. Calf means there is some more reason. Calf means very small, no? So calf hoof print, how much water can he collect? Little. Prabhupada says you can jump 1 dozen at a time. What was impossible ocean becomes like small. So this is how it is. Huh? So then he says, Samashitaye padapallava plavam mahat padam purna yasho murare bhavamudi vassa padam param padam. Vassa. So he wants to param padam. He wants to reach Krishna's lotus feet. When it takes the great souls, when they try to go towards it, the whole ocean becomes like a calf hoof print. Easily they cross over. Padam padam yat vibadam natesham. Padam padam yat vibadam natesham. He says, pada pada. Every step, vipada, is there in this word. Vipada is another Sanskrit word which says calamity. So what a poetic composition. We're playing with pada. Padam padam yat vipadam natesham. He does not want to be in this world where there is a danger at every step. He likes to go to Krishna's lotus feet. So therefore, there is for devotee, when he has fixed himself at shelter of Acharya, that's like Srila Prabhupada has taken shelter. He knows, I got a solid boat now. Correct? And you have a guru, sometimes in Krishna consciousness, sometimes lost, then you're also gone. That he may himself drown and you will drown with him. When you have a boat should be solid. Otherwise you will drown with them. You have to have a solid boat, correct? And then when you're sitting on a solid boat, you're very confident. Okay? But definitely, ocean is not a choice. Any moment you will die. Because padam, this world is like that. Every step there is danger in this world. They should never plan to settle down in this world. And that desire will take you to the spiritual world. When you're leaving the body, the test will come. Krishna will, your material desires will all, actually not only death time, or all the time going on. All the material desires come in front of the mind. And you think, very nice. Stay here. But you say, no way. Every step there is danger in this world. Why I should stay in this place? Correct? At least we as engineers cannot see. The doctors can see. The family will tell, no? 5 minutes ago he was all right. And now, what has happened? He got brain hemorrhage. Please do something. Don't they say like that? Yesterday he was all right. And now what has happened? What has happened? You write shloka there in your office. Padam padam yat vipadam natesham. So read this. Every step there is danger in this world. Every day we are seeing this reality. Every day we see that. Correct? Every step, which is not visible to common man. Because hospitals are all hidden from the society. In common we think, big enjoyment is here. We don't know how people are crying in pain there. This world is full of misery. Continuously suffering. Prabhupada says rather, samshritihi, continuously suffering in this world. So vita raga bhaya krodha. So raga, we should be free from attachment. You can have dutiful attachment, that's also sattvic life. And you can have spiritual attachment, that is advanced. You can have bhaya. You can have bhaya. Devotees have one bhaya. Prabhupada says, they always pray this thing to the Lord. Today morning we are reading this song. Prabhupada says, devotees don't mind being born in this world again. But only one desire they have, that Krishna's lotus feet I should not forget him. That is the bhaya we should always have. Bhaya, see, we don't have to throw away anything. Fear, you can have fear of this, of forgetting Krishna. Krishna, so out of good fortune, now I come to your lotus feet, correct? And I am able to serve you something, I am able to do. Please, not take me away from your lotus feet, correct? Don't think on your own you are standing on it. You are standing with Krishna's mercy on it. Even this platform, little faith that we are having can easily go away. That fear is always there. Krishna, now let me my faith in you increase. Let my desire to serve you increase. Let me not forget your lotus feet now, correct? True? That fear should be there. Fear of forgetting Krishna, fear of going into Maya should be there. True, a higher level is Radharani or Yashoda Mother. She has constant fear. Monkeys will catch Krishna. Constant fear. Krishna will eat mud now. What to do? Prabhupada says she is always in anxiety about Krishna. Very good. He said that anxiety you should always have. That is very advanced. We are not on the platform. Yeah, not fear, some other kind of fear. No. But at least we should have fear of forgetting to chant our vows. Fear of disobeying the Acharya. Fear of disobeying Krishna. That fear is should. Devotees are very scared that I have disobeyed Krishna. Any example you remember? Devotees scared. I disobeyed Krishna. I become very fearful. In fact, I think as for South Indian society, that is there. People are very fearful. Bhaya is there. Religion exists more as bhaya here. People are very scared of some Ashubha. Don't do Ashubha. Do Shubha. And that's why the astrologers make nice money out of it. Some Rahu Kala is coming. There's big fear. And people immediately give money, do some puja, push it away. Yeah, so that fear is there. Okay, but no. So we should have fear. Dutiful fear is okay sometimes. So for definitely as a family man, you will be attacked, fearful. What happening? You have a responsibility. But material, definitely, it has a dimension of material. And then Krodha. Then comes Krodha, which is completely misunderstood. So we should not have material Krodha. Material Krodha means is out of Ahankara. What do you think of yourself? That is material Krodha. That should not be. That is impure. It will pollute your whole system. But dutiful anger should be there. And it's not easy to discriminate, but dutiful anger does not, you can know yourself, it doesn't pollute your system. It's fine. And it should be there, part of the system. Correct? Anybody doing administration, you should have. They say, as soft as rose, as hard as stone. Correct? True. It should be part of the personality. Otherwise, just like Krishna is also like that. Yeah. Trinadapi Sunichena. He's saying then how to understand the shloka. Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarora Vaisashana, Amanina Manidana Kirtana Sadahari. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally spoke the shloka and he said, my guru told me to wear it like a kanti mala. You should feel humbler than blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. And then Sunicha Tarura Amanina, you should not expect any respect, give all respect to others. Then you can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. It's very true. Then only, otherwise, how did he say that to me? How do you chant? You cannot. Actually, this in a society, when we are in the dealings, this always happens. Prabhupada says nobody can be perfect in his dealing. Everybody makes a mistake. We also make mistake. But then our mind becomes clouded with that. How can I chant the holy names of the Lord? To peacefully sit and chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. In the platform. But then, we take an example. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, there was Chota Haridas Thakur. He was a sannyasi. And he went to collect rice from a woman. And on top of it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Paramatma knew. He lustfully looked at that woman. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, tell him to get lost. He cannot see me anymore. Over. He committed suicide. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not. They came to inform Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we came to know he has committed suicide in Haridwar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes! Everybody has to bear the fruits of his action. He did not even touch that woman. Just look. Huh? Jagai Madai, when they hit a pot on the Nityananda. That is another time Chitrabhamu became fire. So, to you say, what? Trinadapi suni chena tharo rabi saishuna. No. Actually, it is also people take it for granted. So, it is very important that dutifully, we should be absorbed in our duty. There was a time when once what happened, one ISKCON was about to be formed in America. And Prabhupada had no help. Some important man was to come who can help Srila Prabhupada in that. You know, you have to register society, no money, nothing like that. So Prabhupada told one devotee, see, nobody comes to disturb me. And Prabhupada alone, 70 plus years of age, was, you know, it's not, spiritual life is not dry. Prabhupada is making a big feast, just like sometimes we try. But I think Prabhupada was much better than us. Making a big feast for him. He invited him to his small setup, alone. And then what happened, that actually that guest came, suit, boat and all, big man came. And he came to, that fellow was, you know, they were not even disciples in the beginning, just some well-wishers. He said, no, don't disturb him, go. He sent him away, the guest itself. And that's the Leela with that. So Prabhupada, after, you know, he finishes his cooking, he came. Didn't anybody come? One man came, you know, your suit was like this, his face was like this. And what did you do? I said, told him to go away. You told, no, don't allow anybody. Prabhupada was so angry. He says, I was so angry. What is this nonsense? So you can say what? Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha. You will act like Ramachandra Puri then. Why is Madhavendra Puri in attachment? Acharya should be free from Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha. No, sir. We should understand the mission, the work that is being done. If that gets disturbed, definitely, dutifully, just like you are a doctor, take care, and you are in an operation theatre, and the nurse makes a mistake, and the life of the patient is in danger, you will say, Trinadapi sunichena. You should be fired at that time. You should be. And everybody will appreciate that. Everybody will rather appreciate that. Yeah. Correct? Life of the patient now is in danger. You should be a fire at that time. You can't be saying, what do you say? True? As you have been a manager, suppose the clerk has counted wrong cash and has given more money of the bank to some person. You have to be fired at that time. You can't say, you should not have done that. Nonsense. What is this? You've thrown the money away. Correct. Now you cannot get back. Once a person has taken, you are not going to come back. Over. So therefore dutiful anger, dutiful attachment, and these things are taken very carefully. Particularly, actually the point is we should come to the platform of spiritual attachment. That's an advanced platform. We as sadhakas are not on that platform. Then it's a different platform altogether. Spiritual attachment, spiritual fear. We went to the Prema Sarovar, no? You have gone to Prema Sarovar? You saw. What happens when Krishna and Radha are there? Then I close, my time gets over. Radha Krishna are there at a place. That's in Vrindavan. And one bee comes. We heard the past time there when we reached that place. One bee comes. Bee means Madhu. That is also. Krishna's name is also Madhu. Madhusudana. He killed a demon called Madhu. So Krishna is also short sometimes called Madhu. Madhu also means sweet also sometimes. There is a song, no, about Krishna. Madhu, Madhu, Madhu. Huh? Madhurashtaka is there. So Madhu has so many meanings. So this meaning plays the fun here now. So what happened? Krishna says one of his boy, his name is also Madhumangala. He was a Brahmin boy in Krishna's company. Krishna was playing the role of a Vaishya when he was in Vrindavan. And he was very fond of eating laddus. It's called Madhumangala, a little fattish. So this boy was there, very dear to Krishna. And what he did was, Krishna said, Radha Krishna was sitting together. One bee comes. So immediately, Krishna tells, Madhumangala, come, put that bee away. So Madhumangala comes and he starts shooing that bee with his whatever, something. He's saying, shoo away. And Radha Krishna is sitting there and he says, Madhu has gone away now. And Radharani hears that, she takes as if Krishna has gone away. Because there is another meaning of the word Madhu. Krishna has gone away. She starts crying in great separation. Krishna has gone away. Correct? Nobody loves Krishna like Radharani. And Krishna also, because of Yogamaya, goes into trance, as if, also starts feeling the separation as she is feeling from Radharani. He also starts crying. There is a sarovar called Prema Sarovar. One pond is there for that. We went there, no? Prema Sarovar. So, anyway, why we talked about this? Chalo, forget it. Why did he come to this? Then Prema Sarovar, attachment. The spiritual attachment. Why we came spiritual? So spiritual attachment, spiritual. Radharani felt fear that Krishna has gone away. That fear is very good. That Krishna should not go away. Okay? So that is very advanced. So, and Krodha. Spiritual, material Krodha should not be there. In our sadhaka level, we do have dutiful Krodha. Okay? And then there is, at spiritual level, there is one Krodha. That is spiritual. Just like Hanuman burned the whole Lanka, he was in anger. Even Arjuna was fighting. Take one arrow. Not that he was in anger, nonsense. Prabhupada said, you cannot fight. He was angry. You cannot fight without becoming angry. You cannot fight. Is it possible? Mahamanusmara Yuddhacha. He was angry and fighting, he did not forget Krishna. He knew on Krishna's order I am fighting. And they are obstructing Krishna's mission in this world. It destroyed everybody. Okay? But there is anger. So therefore it should be properly understood. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.